Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. On this channel and on this program, we'll bring you that information you need to keep your life safe and secured. Welcome to the program. Today, my name still remains Patrick Abambo. Yes, today we'll be bringing you a collection of interesting reports, informative reports. But permit me to state and send this message to the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that there is need to improve on your commitment to security of lives and properties of citizens of Nigeria. Across the Federation, there is one security challenge or the other. The lives of citizens are being threatened by criminals who are marauding day and night, depriving innocent Nigerians of their lives and their livelihood. So government, because the cardinal responsibility of every government is security and well-being of the people. And so I would like to encourage government at all levels to ensure that the people are more secured in whatever you do. Ensure that security is priority. Then to the citizens themselves, we must develop security consciousness. The time we are now is a very precarious time and demands that consciousness by everybody to ensure that their lives are secured, which is very, very paramount. About 10 days ago in Plateau State, there was disturbances that took place in some communities in Bokos local government of that state. Fortunately, lives were lost, homes destroyed, properties destroyed. Aftermath of it, arrests were made. We demand that this should not be swept under the carpet as like the past incidents that happened. We call that government should do everything. All law enforcement agencies must do their work. The judiciary must also do their work. The communities must ensure that criminals do not hibernate in their communities, because these people, they are not spirits. They live among us. So fish out these criminals before they strike, because tomorrow it may be your turn if you keep quiet. So, but to ensure that the military, particularly the Nigerian Army, is up and doing in their responsibility to provide security to the people on the plateau, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Olatubosu Oluyede, visited the troubled community, where he had interaction with community leaders. Sit back as Elizabeth Tanko brings us the report.
Following the recent deadly attacks that claimed 37 lives with 10 injured in some communities in Bokos local government area of Plateau State, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, made his visit to the affected areas, which is geared towards restoring peace to the affected areas. The Army Chief, who was accompanied by senior military officers to Bokos local government area to assess the level of destruction caused by the attack, held a meeting with stakeholders of the community in a bid to find enduring peace on the plateau. The Chief of Army Staff, who diligently listened to the views, complaints and fears, spoke after the interaction and gave assurance that the Nigerian Army would deploy more men and enablers to the affected areas.
I wouldn't say particularly that it's going to be a new strategy, because the fact here is that there are some issues that need to be resolved, politically. Because we can't rely permanently on kinetic approach to issues. So with that, I'm going to meet the governor of the state and deliberate with him to see how we can resolve these issues politically. We're talking about our aspect of the job. We're going to see how we can enhance the security of this place by inducting more men, inducting more enablers, and maybe from there we'll take it on.
Earlier in his presentation, the GOC3 Division and Commander Operation Safe Haven, Major General Folosho Oyinlola, warned that any further attacks on innocent lives won't go unpunished.
The senseless act of violence that was witnessed in some of our communities must stop. Let me make it unequivocally clear that any further attacks on innocent civilians, destruction of property, or acts of lawlessness will be decisively dealt with.
some stakeholders gave their views on the situation. In a bid to ensure peace and security in the state, General Oluyede visited 3 divisions at the Maxwell Kobe Cantonment in Plateau State and charged the troops to put in more efforts in their area of responsibility.
Now, let me tell you that I appreciate what you are doing in 3D in checkmating all the challenges. The challenges are all over Nigeria, and I can tell you that the entire Nigeria and Nigerians are depending on us to curtail all these challenges. Be more dutiful, be more committed as Nigerians and as soldiers particularly, so that we can do our jobs better. Is that clear? Yes, sir.
The COAs appreciated the troops for their resilience in dealing with the security challenges, as the army under his leadership will continue to make sure their welfare is prioritized.
As the Chief of Army Staff, I am committed to making your lives better. I am committed to your welfare and well-being, and that's why you see me going around to make things better. When I came in, I realized that the RCA that we are using currently, or that we were using as of last year, cannot be sustained because it cannot give you good food. And I said, okay, that money should be doubled. As we speak, the army has started.
As part of the visit to the division, the army chief commissioned some office blocks and residential accommodations.
I have the honor and privilege this morning to commission this edifice that's to serve at the office of the 23 Support Engineer Regiment for the glory of God and for the benefit of humanity.
Thank you, sir.
It's my honor and privilege to commission this building, that is block D113, for use by their soldiers and particularly to the glory of God.
It was a very busy week indeed, as the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, played host to the Chairman Pakistan Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee, General Sahil Shamza Mizar. General Mizar, while stating the reason for the visit, sought Nigeria's collaboration in training and technology transfer.
Defense industrial complex which Pakistan Armed Forces have been able to build, not I would say as a matter of choice, more rather as a matter of compulsion. Having faced with this menace of terrorism, while Pakistan and Nigeria may differ somewhat in the terrorism threat profile, but in the response domain when it comes to the counter-terrorism effort, I think there is a stark similarity between both countries, and I will not be overjudging and overstating if I say that close to 99% our CT effort is almost the same. So when our CT effort is 99% more or the same, why shouldn't we learn from each other more and more? And the army being the mainstay of counter-terrorism activities, I think, and the army there also, of course Air Force has also been there, but the armies of both countries need to come more together to exchange the experiences with each other to get the best practices.
In his response, the Chief of Army Staff expressed delight with the visit and assured the delegate of Nigeria's readiness to collaborate.
I'm aware that Pakistan has a very well-established defense industry, and it will be our joy to leverage on that and see the best we can get from Pakistan. We're looking at how to tap from your experience in terms of training. Then we'll look at the areas of combat aviation, combat medics, and maybe see how we can partner and see what we can mutually benefit from one another.
Elizabeth Thanko, reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. Yes, we'll take you to another move that has been made to build synergy within the security services as a way of making sure that security in Nigeria and the sub-region is guaranteed. There was a seminar that was hosted by the Ministry of Police Affairs Nigeria, and Security Watch Africa, Lucy Tawo, was there, and she brings us this report.
Stakeholders in the security sector have been charged to collaborate in a shared vision of security to enable them overcome security challenges and emerge as beacon of stability and progress in Africa. This charge was given by the Minister of Police Affairs, Senator Ibrahim Gaidam, while declaring open stakeholders conference on security with the team, a path to regional cooperation in Abuja.
The objective of this conference is to deliberate on the way forward to achieving a stable regional security. Thus, the conference will focus on strategies to strengthen collaborations among Interpol member countries in West Africa, with a view to fostering partnerships to share intelligence, expertise, and approaches to combating trans-border crimes.
At the conference, which was organized by the Ministry of Police Affairs, the Nigerian Police Force, and National Central Bureau, Senator Gaidam added that despite government efforts to end the menace of terrorism and violent extremism in the country, the threat posed by terrorism has risen significantly.
On my assumption of office 21 months ago, I have observed that despite government's efforts to end the menace of terrorism and violent extremism in the country, the threat posed by terrorism has risen significantly. Nigeria was ranked 6th most impacted country globally according to the 2024 Global Terrorism Index. You may wish to know that Nigeria's neighboring countries like Chad and Cameroon are not spared by the terrorists. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you may wish to know that the Nigerian government is not resting on its own in mitigating insecurity.
There were several goodwill messages, which include Nigeria Chief of Defense Staff (CDS) General Christopher Musa, who affirmed that the Nigerian military is willing to work with all security stakeholders. The CDS, who was represented by Air Vice Marshal Kennedy Mataluwo, appreciated the organizers of the conference.
As the head of the Nigerian Armed Forces, I'm committed to working with the Nigerian police and other security stakeholders to ensure as well as address the security concerns. As we embark on today's program, I must remind all that your insights and experiences are paramount to our collective missions towards addressing insecurity in Nigeria. To this end, I encourage us to sincerely exchange ideas and strategies during this conference for the benefit of all.
In his presentation, AIG Garba Baba Umaru, former Vice President Africa, Interpol, encouraged law enforcement agencies to check with the National Central Bureau for information that will help ease their job.
Interpol has a tool, which all of you know, the I-247. What is the relevance of this I-247 facility? We have been singing about it. Please, all law enforcement agencies, go to the National Central Bureau. That is the NCB, responsible being the bridge between the LEAs, law enforcement agencies, and the national entities, as well as the Interpol headquarters. Link this I-247 to your organization. The Ministry of Police Affairs is doing much to encourage the expansion and distribution of this I-247 to law enforcement agencies. We cannot work in isolation. There must be collaboration and synergy.
Participants were drawn from the armed forces, Nigerian police force, and other security services and security stakeholders.
In this interconnected world of today, no nation can afford to stand alone in the face of threats and insurgency from all corners. A good, secure, and peaceful Nigeria state is necessary for secure and prosperous West Africa and the entire ECOWAS market area.
I urge you all to be practical and give practical insights and forge actionable recommendations that will actually move us forward and ensure regional security architecture to promote mutual cooperation and foster sustainable peace across West Africa.
Lucy Tawu reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Yeah, welcome back. Yes, we'll take you to the Army War College Nigeria, where again Elizabeth Tanko brings us the activities that took place. Several lectures and seminars took place during the week. Sit back as we bring you the report.
With the aim of strengthening interagency cooperation in addressing Nigeria's complex security challenges, the Army War College Nigeria, AWCN, held its annual interagency seminar for Course 9 2025 participants in Abuja with the theme Multiplicity of Operations in Nigeria's Contemporary Security Landscape, Optimizing Multi-Agency Efforts for Effective Threat Response. The seminar had the Honorable Minister of Police Affairs, Senator Ibrahim Giadam, CFR, as the special guest of honor. In his address, Senator Giadam emphasized on the urgent need for coordinated national efforts to tackle security challenges in Nigeria.
The complexity of contemporary threats demands that we strengthen operational synergies with other agencies, including the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Air Force, Department of State Security Service, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Nigeria Immigration Service, Nigerian Customs Service, etc., etc. This highlights the urgent need for a doctrine that promotes intelligence sharing, joint operations, and a cohesive response strategy. To optimize multi-agency efforts for effective threat response, we must tackle critical gaps in our security architecture.
Earlier in his welcome address, the commandant of AWCN, Major General Umar Muhammad Al-Khali, said the seminar is a core component of the college's curriculum.
This is the core objective of Module 3, which examines interagency cooperation and coordination in military operations. Since its commencement on 17th of March, this model has equipped participants with the necessary skills to work seamlessly across agencies, balancing civil-military relations with legal and operational considerations. The theme of today's seminar, Multiplicity of Operations in Nigeria's Contemporary Security Landscape, Optimizing Multi-Agency Efforts for Effective Threat Response, speaks directly to the need for stronger collaboration across security and government agencies. In line with the Chief of Army Staff's vision, which is to consolidate the transformation of the Nigerian Army towards bequeathing a well-motivated and combat-ready force that can effectively discharge its social responsibility within a joint and multi-agency environment. This seminar serves as a platform to deepen cooperation, enhance coordination, and share best practices in security management.
Major General Al-Khali expressed gratitude to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, for his unwavering support.
I wish to express my profound appreciation to the Chief of Army Staff and Chairman of the Army War College Nigeria Governing Board, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, Nigerian Army Medal, for his unwavering support, which has been instrumental in making this seminar a reality. I also extend my gratitude to the principal staff officers at Army headquarters, co-commanders, and heads of various Army establishments for their continuous assistance.
The high point of the seminar was a keynote lecture delivered by Major General Babangana Mungunu, retired, the former National Security Advisor, with focus on the need for holistic approach in addressing Nigerian security challenges.
The concept of multiplicity of operations underscores the importance of flexibility and adaptability in modern military strategy. It allows the armed forces to efficiently allocate resources and expertise to where they are most needed while maintaining a coherent national defense posture. This multifaceted strategy mitigates the risk of a security vacuum in any particular region and reinforces a nation's resilience against evolving threats. To comprehensively address these contemporary security threats, a multifaceted strategy is essential. Adequate resource allocation is needed to acquire modern technology and improve logistical capabilities, while continuous investments in training and capacity building would better prepare security personnel for contemporary security challenges. Establishing robust oversight mechanisms through independent audits would curb corruption and bureaucratic inefficiencies, just as enhanced interagency collaboration would ensure a more coordinated response to security threats.
Also during the week, the Nigerian Army Department of Special Services and Programs, DSSP, commenced the third edition on capacity building workshop for protocol and liaison duties, with the team leveraging protocol and liaison for effective joint and multi-agency operations. While declaring the 3 days workshop open, the special guest of honor, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, who was represented by the Director of the Nigerian Army Heritage and Future Center, Major Jarabimika Additional, stressed the importance of protocol and liaison duties in enhancing interagency coordination.
The department's collaboration with professionals and subject matter experts in the protocol field towards building the capacity of our protocol and liaison officers is quite commendable. It will certainly enhance the participants' capacity and improve their competence, especially during joint and multi-agency operations. This, indeed, is in sync with my command philosophy, which is, I quote, to consolidate the transformation of the Nigerian Army towards bequeathing a well-motivated and combat-ready force that can effectively discharge its constitutional responsibility within a joint and multi-agency environment.
The Chief of Army Staff encouraged participants to actively participate in the joint effort to subdue the security challenges we face, and went further to commend the Department of Special Services and Programs Army for organizing the workshop.
It is my desire that this workshop will ensure objective engagements and interactions that would foster interagency cooperation towards achieving our collective goals during joint and multi-agency operations.
In his welcome address, the Chief of Special Services and Programs Army, Major General Jamal Abdulsalam, stated that the establishment of the Directorate of Protocol was a deliberate effort to improve service delivery in the Army.
Statutorily, among other tasks, the Army Headquarters Department of Special Services and Programs is saddled with the coordination of protocol and liaison duties for all Nigerian Army ceremonial and special events and programs. Achieving this responsibility entails a continuous training of our officers to competently keep pace with evolving trends and global best practices associated with protocol and liaison duties in an increasingly joint and multi-agency environment.
The opening ceremony of the workshop witnessed presentation by the keynote speaker, Major General Jos Onashupin, retired, with the topic Corporate Response to National Security. Elizabeth Anko, reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. Yes, you heard them. They're planning on how to ensure that the security forces do their best. So we, the citizens, must also ensure that we'll provide our own security by giving information to security forces and ensuring that we do not do things that will expose us to security threats. Yes, there are some security tips there on the screen for you to see. There is be careful of what you say on the phone when you are in public. It's very, very important because by your comment, you may expose yourself to danger. Install CCTV cameras in your home and offices. It's very, very important to monitor what is happening in your environment. In case if there are breaches, you'll be able to follow up and track it. Install burglary on your windows, anything to protect you, at least provide a buffer against intrusion. Always keep torchlight and a whistle close to you. This is very important because it will help you to attract, to call support if there are any threats or any attempted breaking into your premises. These are some security tips, personal security tips you can adopt to ensure that you get more protected and not wait for the government security, which sometimes may fail, as it has always been alleged and reported. Yes, thank you for being part of the program today. If you have enjoyed watching us today, join us again next week when we'll bring you another exciting edition of this program. Before then, follow us on all our social media platforms and send us your views. Send us email in case you have a question to ask or you want us to check out on something. We will do that for you. Until next week, I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.